Hello and welcome to another episode of Put Me in Coach on episode 37, Diamondbacks versus Mets Game 1. Lineup of today, Vargas is now in second in the lineup and playing second base. Uh, Gabe Marino playing catcher, Jose Fernandez playing first base, and Jorge Barosa playing center field. So that's pretty much of that. The rest is the same and stuff. And then Ryan Walshman also came in to do his batting debut today and stuff. And we're going to talk to him later and stuff. But he came in to pitch hit for Adrian Del Casio and stuff. I would definitely say the offense is not doing so well at the time and stuff. I would definitely say today did a little bit better and stuff, not a whole lot, but I think in offense is honestly the biggest issue we're going to have right now. So it's a struggle right now. Pitching wise, enough. Ryan Nelson starting pitching today. He went 7 innings, gave up 2 hits, struck out 7, walk 1, gave up 1 run. So he did pretty good and stuff. Last time Nelson was pitching and stuff was against the Cubs and stuff. I understand we also lost that game, but fortunately enough, he was just hacking foreseeing fastballs and other things and stuff. So he was doing the same thing with the Mets today and stuff. So love to see that. Love to see him to do more on that and stuff. So that's good for him. Nolan McLean for the Mets did also pretty good. He went 6 innings, gave up 3 hits, struck out 6, walked once, gave up 1 run and stuff. So it's kind of like a little pitching matchup right now and stuff. I don't know who did better and stuff. I would say that they both did the same. They matched together very well in this matchup and stuff. Nolan McLean is honestly a really nasty pitcher and stuff. So I know last time when we were pitching, when we were facing against him and stuff, he had a good start and stuff, and then he kind of down wise, maybe got tired at the very end and stuff. But fortunately enough, today he went all the way and stuff. Both of the starting pitchers only gave up only 1 run, so that's something. Bullpen for the Diamondbacks: Juan Morello, Brandon Garcia, Kevin Ginkel, and Jonathan Lizgia. And stuff. And fortunately enough, Kevin Ginkel gave up 2 runs and stuff. But fortunately enough, it's Kevin Ginkel and stuff. He's gonna, he had a good start and here and there and stuff. But I think in today it just, go all the way to the very end of the game and stuff, and then just totally blow it. So it's not really a whole bummed in a way. I think there's just he had a struggle situation at the plate and stuff. So fortunately, I wouldn't really blame on Ginkel so much. And anyways and stuff. So that's that. Scoring. So I'm gonna talk about all scoring because fortunately it didn't not really a lot of scoring in this game and stuff. Mark Ventos hit a solo home run to make it 1-0 top of the second. Nolan Arenado hit a solo home run to tie the game up bottom of the second. Ryan Walshman actually hit his first base hit at his first debut at the plate and stuff, so good for him and stuff. Hopefully we can see that more in the future. Mark Ventos hit a RBI double to make it 2-1 top of the 10th, I meant to say, and stuff. And then Carson Bench also hit a RBI double to make it 3-1 top of the 10th, and that is the final score. Diamondbacks lost 3 in a row right now and stuff. of the score of 1-3. Our record right now is 17-20, and we are down below of 500 by 3 games. So not looking good for the Diamondbacks and stuff. But fortunately enough, there was not really a lot of scoring. So I'll give the credits to the pitching, you know, for that and stuff. So for progress. I think this is the most biggest thing we're going to talk about right now and stuff. It's our offense and stuff. Kento Marte is out for today and stuff. I heard he got sick or whatever, so hopefully he will come back and be healthy and stuff. For Ryan Walshman to come in, obviously he was our big prospect to come in for the Diamondbacks and stuff. Very young face and stuff. Almost very close, the same name as Paul Goldschmidt in a way and stuff. So there's like a little bit here and there, a little situation of similar for the Diamondbacks and stuff. And he's going to play center field. So for that to literally take away one of our good players and stuff, so I really don't like this at all and stuff. I'm kind of broken right now in a way where I'm losing my words right now. Diamondbacks actually DFA Alec Thomas, and I don't like that. Because I just like kind of losing my boys at this time, like I've heard so much rumors of enough of trading in a way of enough with Jake McCarthy and Alec Thomas. And the crazy thing is like I don't want to trade any of them in a way. If I was taking over the case and stuff, but I'm not the GM. But it's just like, why would you trade one of our great center fielders and stuff, and they do damage and stuff, because the enough of for Alec Thomas and stuff, he helped the Diamondbacks to face the Phillies in the playoffs and stuff. He was my prediction in a way where enough of when I was watching, I don't know, I think it was game 4, I believe, in the NLDS Phillies against the Diamondbacks and stuff, and I was watching the game with my dad, and specifically we were down, and so we were about to lose, and fortunately enough, around, I would say, like 7th or 8th inning or whatever and stuff, maybe the 9th, and I know Kimbrel was at the plate and stuff for the Phillies, and I specifically, Brian had the commercial, I just told my dad, just like, I specifically we need a base hit, a home run to take the lead and stuff, and that's what actually happened, and I'm shocked enough that it actually worked in a way and stuff. And what happened was Lourdes Gurriel Jr., also my favorite player on the team right now, and stuff, hit a double, like it's working and stuff, and then fortunately enough for Alec Thomas, hit a 2 home run to take the lead, and fortunately enough, we won Game 7 against the Phillies, and we went to the World Series. So for that moment of enough, we wouldn't have that home run. We wouldn't go to the World Series, and the Phillies would actually face the Rangers in the 2023 World Series. And fortunately, at this point, enough of the Phillies would actually go back-to-back World Series because they lost in 2022. So it's just like it's the memories. I'm getting emotion with that right now and stuff. So losing Big player on the team with big plays and stuff. Just one of the greatest not starting pitchers, center field and stuff. We also lost my boy Jake McCarthy and stuff. Like Blaze Alexander's gone as well. Like I don't know what is going on with this and stuff. And I'm honestly enough, I'm excited for Ryan Walshman to come in and stuff, but fortunately enough to have not very many people on the roster, so that's why enough of why Alec Thomas got DFA and stuff, and that kills me because I wanted him to keep going and stuff because honestly he was a good player for us and stuff, but fortunately if he's not doing so well, and I guess it's not working for us. So I guess just the memories I'm thinking of. Like my prediction player is now gone. So yeah. It really hurts me very well and stuff. So that's most of the difference enough of what's going on here and stuff. But yeah, Perdomo went 0 for 5 today and stuff. We only got one run because of Nolan Arenado hit a solo home run and stuff, and I'm just feeling like that's not enough. We had a chance enough, like maybe in the 7th or 8th inning today, but fortunately the Mets got out of that and stuff. We had really big opportunities, but it's just not showing it right now and stuff, and it's a bummer of enough to lose this game, especially enough of the Mets are having some difficulties as well and stuff because they mostly have they pay high players and they're not showing what they can do and stuff, and so I get enough of the Mets are probably getting better and better and stuff, but it's just like I feeling we're much better and stuff, but it's just because overall pitching wise enough, like the most struggle we were having was pitching because we were giving so much runs away so early and stuff. So now the struggle right now is our offense. Our offense is just not doing anything and stuff. We're not getting a lot of runs and stuff. We're not getting runs early. We're not getting runs later to have a comeback or anything and stuff. The whole game was tied 1-1 to the 10th inning, so good for the bullpen and no Ryan Nelson to make it as a very close game and stuff, and so I get it. We had a little good matchup against the Mets, but Mark Ventos is honestly a really good player and stuff, so fortunately enough, it was tough because they have a ghost runner on second, and he just can easy hit a base hit, and that run will go score of a Ginkle and stuff. So, those are going to be tough situations and stuff. So that's why I have enough of I wish Ginkle would do a lot better at that point and stuff. It's just I think he struggled because there was a runner on second, and he doesn't want that runner to go and run. I mean, give a run away, I meant to say, and stuff. So, so that's the most biggest thing is struggling right now enough of our offense just not giving the opportunity for our pitchers to give it away. So so that's the most biggest thing right now. I'm not going to talk about pitching. I know I did pitching a little here and there just because of Ginkle in a way, but fortunately enough, pitching is not really the struggling right now and stuff. So that's why I don't want to talk about that. So that's that and stuff. Yeah. So hopefully we can have a comeback here and stuff and win game 2 and 3 against the Mets because we can't lose games, and also we can't lose teams we already beat before and stuff. So we're not gonna let that slide in a way. So hopefully we can come back and win the series over them and stuff. So Um, you know, hope all the time and stuff. So today we'll struggle. We're just not getting on top. So that's where it's tough to watch this team to lose every single time and stuff. I know these things are gonna happen, but it's just like I don't know. I don't know. Like I'm the coach here and stuff, but I want to talk to the players and stuff and all these typical things and stuff. Like I want to do more things and stuff. Just talking on a freaking podcast and stuff. So it's what it is. Hopefully they can do better and stuff. It's the stinking Mets, you know. You know. Should I be, nice to be draft Nick Mark? Obviously not. And stuff. He doesn't like the K in Mark in a way. Well, fortunately enough, I don't have a nickname than you do because you have a C named Marcus, and people call me Marcus because my name is not spelled that way. My name actually has a K at the end. Okay, so like I think that's normal in a way. And if you want to call somebody with a C in Mark in a way and stuff, then their nickname will be short as Mark, but their real name will be Marcus and stuff. So currently enough, I'm not Marcus. I'm just Mark. Okay, that's just what it is. All right. Hopefully you guys enjoy this episode. Hopefully you guys have a great day, and thank you for watching.